When you think of Washington real estate, you probably think coffee, rain, rising prices, and someone paying way too much for a craftsman with good bones. But this market, oh, it's been dramatic for a long time. We're talking land grabs, gold rush chaos, railroads literally picking winners and losers, post-war suburb explosions, tech money flooding in, and today's affordability crunch. So yeah, Washington real estate didn't just evolve, it leveled up multiple times. Buckle up. We're going from longhouses to luxury lofts in under 10 minutes. Before deeds, mortgages, or MLS listings, this land was home to dozens of native nations. Coast Salish, Yakima, Spokane, Colville, and many more. Land wasn't something you owned, it was something you lived with. Rivers, forests, and fishing grounds mattered more than property lines. Then settlers arrived, and the rules changed fast. Through treaties, many of them broken or forced, tribes were pushed onto reservations, while massive stretches of land were open to settlers. Real estate in Washington didn't start with development. It started with displacement. Quirky fact number 1. Some early treaties were signed in languages most tribal leaders didn't even speak fluently. And in some cases, boundaries were described using landmarks that no longer exist. Imagine your property line being, past the big tree that used to be there. Not exactly survey-grade precision. In 1850, Congress passed the Donation Land Claim Act, which basically said, hey, if you move out west and farm the land, congrats, you can keep it. Single men could claim 320 acres. Married couples? Double that. And yes, some people got married specifically for the land. Romantic? Maybe. Strategic? Absolutely. This law shaped Washington's early settlement patterns, pushing farms, towns, and property boundaries across the territory. But it also accelerated displacement of native people and locked in a very different idea of land, something to be claimed, divided, and sold. Quirky fact number 2. Some settlers filed claims for land they'd never even seen yet, betting on future development. Basically, 19th century speculative investing minus the spreadsheets. Then came two things that supercharged Washington real estate: railroads and gold. Railroad companies didn't just move people, they decided which towns mattered. If your town got a station, property values jumped. If not, good luck, buddy. But Seattle's real glow-up came with the Klondike Gold Rush in the late 1890s. Miners flooded through the city, and suddenly, Seattle became the outfitting hub for Alaska. Supplies, housing, docks, boom. Property prices surged. Boarding houses exploded in popularity. Even tents rented for outrageous prices. Quirky fact number 3. One Seattle business famously advertised, outfit for the Klondike in 30 minutes, and people were buying full mining kits on credit. So yes, real estate and consumer debt were already best friends. Seattle didn't strike gold in the ground, it struck gold in location. After World War II, Washington, like the rest of the country, went full suburban mode. Returning soldiers had access to VA loans. Families wanted space. Cars became essential. Cue the birth of sprawling suburbs in places like Tacoma, Everett, and the East Side. Homes were affordable, uniform, and built fast. Real estate became less about survival and more about lifestyle. But here's the not-so-great part. Many of these neighborhoods used restrictive covenants that explicitly barred non-white buyers. So while opportunity expanded, it wasn't equal. And those disparities still echo through today's housing patterns. Quirky fact number 4. In some developments, builders named streets before houses existed and sold lots using just maps and optimism. Pre-construction hype is not new, folks. Then came the moment that permanently rewired Washington real estate: tech. Microsoft moved to Redmond in the late 1970s, and suddenly the East Side transformed from sleepy suburbs into global headquarters territory. High-paying jobs meant higher demand. Higher demand meant rising prices, and other tech companies followed. By the 1990s and early 2000s, housing wasn't just shelter, it was an investment strategy. Entire neighborhoods shifted. Small homes turned into million-dollar listings. Starter homes became, well, mythical creatures. Quirky fact number 5. In the early Microsoft days, some employees were paid partly in stock, and a few of them used those gains to buy multiple properties before anyone realized what tech wealth was about to become. Quiet little real estate empires were being built in split-level homes. Of course, no real estate story is complete without a roller coaster. The 2008 housing crash hit Washington, especially in areas with heavy new construction. Foreclosures spiked, prices dipped, some investors disappeared. But then, tech kept growing, Amazon expanded, remote work took off. And suddenly, demand surged again. Fast. Multiple offers. Escalation clauses. Homes selling before the open house sign was even printed. And here's the twist. People started moving not just to Seattle, but away from it. into places like Spokane, Olympia, and smaller towns that had never seen this kind of price pressure before. The market went statewide. Today, Washington faces one of the toughest housing challenges in the country. Rents are high, inventory is tight, first-time buyers feel squeezed. Cities are rethinking zoning, pushing for townhomes, duplexes, and denser development. And the big question isn't just, how much is this house worth? It's, who gets to live here? Because the same forces that once brought opportunity, railroads, industry, tech, also drive displacement when housing can't keep up. Real estate is still shaping who belongs where, just like it always has. So here we are, on land that's been claimed, built, rebuilt, boomed, busted, and reinvented more times than most cities can count. From tribal villages to railroad towns, from gold rush chaos to suburban sprawl, from tech campuses to urban density debates, Washington's real estate market has always been shaped by big forces, and real people trying to find their place inside them. History doesn't repeat exactly, but it definitely rhymes. Only now, instead of wagons and gold pans, we've got mortgage apps and bidding alerts. And the next chapter? That's being written right now, one listing at a time.